Hey, what's going on YouTube? So here we are, finally getting the Powerwalls installed. It is September 24th and 25th of 2019 that they are being installed. I made my down payment, my $500 deposit, I believe it was like October or November of 2018. So nearly a year after making my down payment, they are finally being installed. So I will try and get some photos and some time-lapse video of the installation, and then we'll go through it after. So when it actually came to the installation of the Powerwalls and SRP came out to disconnect the meter, we had more problems with SRP than we did City of Phoenix. So it was the same guy that I dealt with that gave me so many headaches dealing with the solar. We had the joy of dealing with him for the Powerwalls because he thought that he needed to disconnect the solar meter even though none of that equipment was being touched. He thought it was going to have to be disconnected and then it was going to have to be recommissioned, which means several weeks of not having the solar on. And he started calling all sorts of different people, and then a guy from Solar Design came out and was like, why didn't he just disconnect the main meter and not even touch the solar? Because he's a freaking idiot, that's why. Just like before, SRP is a bigger headache to deal with, and it's this one guy, Joe, that we keep getting the pleasure of dealing with. Now that City of Phoenix has passed it, they send it to SRP, and SRP schedules commissioning so they can come out and do their own inspection and install a meter, and I just hope that I don't get stuck with Joe again. So that's gonna be a waiting game. I don't know how long that takes. When it came to the solar portion of it, the City of Phoenix was supposed to send something to SRP, and then SRP is supposed to contact me to schedule the commissioning. I never heard anything, so I had to call SRP, and they're like, yeah, we're still waiting, and they'll look into it. And then the lady calls me back later and they're like, oh yeah, it was sitting on somebody's desk buried underneath other papers. And I'm like, excuse me, really? And we were able to get it scheduled for commissioning. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That was really frustrating. SRP needs to get their crap together because this is ridiculous. This is not the first Powerwall. This is not the first solar system that's been installed. But they drag their feet and they put up roadblocks every time you turn around because why? If you go solar, they're losing money. So they don't want you to go solar. They don't want you to have the Powerwalls, even though they're offering $3,600 for installing battery storage. They're going to put up roadblocks everywhere they can. So this has been definitely not a fun experience dealing with SRP, and I would think that they could get it right the first time. Another interesting fact, when Tesla was here installing it, they told me that City of Phoenix has just changed the code to not allow the Powerwalls to be installed inside, like say inside a garage. They have to be on an exterior wall. We slid mine in right before that, so we were able to do mine in the garage. Okay, so this is the side of the garage. You probably recognize some of this stuff. This is the panel for the solar, the combiner box, and the in-phase batteries used to be mounted right here. So I took them off the wall because I won't be using them anymore in this system since we have the Powerwalls. So this is the first one, and the second one is right here. I opted to go with 2. That'll provide my home with whole home backup in the event of a power outage and gives me 27 kilowatts of storage. Now the 2 batteries from in-phase that I had previous installed was 1.2 kilowatts each, so a total of 2.4 kilowatts of storage, which is nothing. And they're $2,000 each, so a total of $4,000, gave me 2.4 kilowatts. And the Powerwalls are 13.5 kilowatts of storage each, giving me a total of 27 kilowatts of storage. The total cost of installation was, I believe, $18,787 for the 2 Powerwalls and all of the other equipment. So we'll go out back and show you the rest of the equipment. This box right here is a combiner box for the 2 Powerwalls. It's just a panel with breakers in it. It's like a sub panel. So let's go out back and I'll show you the rest of the equipment. All right, so here is the back wall. You can see all the equipment, and I had to spread it out all the way across the back wall here. I was hoping that they would be able to fit it into this area right here. It didn't work out, mostly because I guess there's not supposed to be stuff that sticks out a foot past or a certain distance past the front of the panels. They're not supposed to have stuff that they need to reach over, from what I understand. So you can see all the equipment that was installed by Tesla. This box, these 2 boxes here, and this over here. So I'll go through and I'll show you the route that the wire takes. So we'll start right here. So this comes from the garage here into the meter for the batteries. SRP requires a separate meter for the batteries. And this is the disconnect for the batteries. This is fusible, and it runs down here, runs down to the bottom of the wall, and it comes into here. This is the gateway, which is the transfer switch. In the event of a power outage from the grid, it automatically disconnects from the grid, and I will be on my own power via the batteries and my solar. So the batteries come into here. This right here is just an Ethernet line, the communication wire from the batteries, and also my wire for the consumption meters for the in-phase system. Those are now in here instead of the main panel because I wanted them to be on the lines coming in from the grid so that it's not tracking power from the Powerwalls. So that's the battery part of it. So the power comes in from the utilities here. This is a utility meter. Comes into a disconnect. This is a 200 amp fusible disconnect. And it runs down through here, runs up into the gateway. Then from the gateway, it runs into here, which is nothing more than a breaker. This is the main breaker for the house. It's over here instead of the main panel. Obviously, there's got to be a reason why they had to do that. Then from here, it runs back into the main panel. This main panel is new and was replaced by Tesla. Apparently, I had to have a new panel. The old panel, I wasn't allowed to use and keep 200 amp service. Like they were gonna derate it all the way down to 100 amps, and I was not cool with that. So they went ahead and replaced the entire panel with an upgraded panel. And this is the meter for the solar, the disconnect for the solar goes directly into the panel. That was already here, that was installed by me. And so that's the equipment for the Tesla system. And yeah, it's a big mess on my wall. They don't exactly show that in other, some of the other videos that are a little bit cleaner. They don't always show that. It's pretty spread out, but can't do anything about it. So this is the way it turned out. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more I Can Do It Myself videos. Thanks for watching.